Heart Happy Hour Season 8. And we have a guest on our second episode of Season 8, but that'll happen in a second. PolyKronic was on my mind this time last year. And now PolyKronic is back on my mind this time this year. So I want to talk about it. So can you hear me? I'm hoping that, let me put this, okay, good. I'm on the road to a show. My performance is in Columbia, Maryland, or just beyond Columbia, Cooksville or something, I don't know. A private affair, the fourth time this band has been back. I am on the bill this time. And perfect peace. So, today I'm a little more dull. I got a few more pieces on. I got another piece to put on my neck. But in the meantime, Love+Art equals wellness is my way of expressing my wellness. And I express it and create it for others, and did a little pop-up this morning and did really, really well. So I was watching the road and had to pull something up on the screen and was able to read. Was there some motorcycle dudes going by? I don't know if you see all that or whatever. But so my thought was that just like when a fly or a gnat or something gets caught in this bubble, in this vehicle, and they are flying around within this area, they're not doing anything any different than if they were outside of the car, only we're passing them by at whatever amount of time that we're moving by. They're moving at their time or their pace or their speed within this bubble. Anyway, I feel like that, what's inside this bubble has its own time. What's outside that bubble has its own time. Like, the GPS says the miles and the distance that has to be that's between me and wherever that destination is. And then it talks about the time that it takes to get to that destination. Oh, one love and wellness. Go to quantum. Ashe, one love. So I feel as though when I was reading the screen, I was adjusting my sight to this distance, this time, what's going on in here, and actually still driving and paying attention to that distance, that time, so that made me think I'm dual purposing my time at that point. I am, talking and responding into the time that I'm reading, and I say time, but into the thing that I'm reading, and then I'm paying attention to, just like as I'm talking to you now, this whole bubble has its own time of arrival. When I get there is when I get there, and that's the time. And just as it popped up that there was no connection, that's when the turn was supposed. So I don't know where you guys dropped off at, but every planet has their own frequency and sound, and is traveling at its own pace in its own race. So I feel as though, that kind of relates to us individually as well. So it's all these different timelines, time, all these different planets, all these different individuals, these groups, these buses, these modes of transportation, arrival and departure for the airplanes and so on, blah, blah, blah. PolyKronic, thick. And once I started really, really, the whole air became thick for me. It was as though I was breathing gel. I had me thinking about how thick it was, and see, just now it just took my breath away a little bit. I had to remember, I have no problems with breathing. Oh my. Okay, so let's follow what this says. In point 9, I will be turning Anyway, we're on our way to an event, a performance, and I have with me none other than the brother. He's chief priest, head priest, master, a chef, Haser Nater. This is going to be our second episode. Are you in a position where I can position the camera in your direction? Maybe you can hold it and introduce yourself and tell the folks who you are, and maybe share a thought or two on PolyKronic.
Yes, give thanks. Precious Mother Love, Master Chef here, High Priest at your service. PolyKronic. Yes. Many chronic, many timelines. What comes from my person is 4D, the astral plane. My person's belief system, philosophy is 4D, is the astral plane.
It's telling me to turn one way or another. What's the arrow, the blue side look like?
Yes, we're going the right way.
I need to go right or left?
We'll go left.
Okay. You can continue. Pardon me being interrupted.
Okay.
Tell me the next time it says to turn, if you don't mind. If not, then maybe I could hold it for you. But, okay, give me the direction it says. What does it say?
Okay. It says 0.1 mile. You're gonna be on 175.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. One Love and Wellness. Okay, so it's telling me to make a loop-de-loo and a U-turn right here. So I'm glad that I requested to see it so we can go. Woo! On point, on target, on course, back on the direct. Okay, and so it says, and then in 2 miles, I'll take 32 west. Here we go.
Perfect timing in this PolyKronic infinite timeline situation. Yeah, 4D, many timelines. See, that's what my person looks at. Holds PolyKronic, more than esoteric perspective. For example, if you have a goal of achieving something, whether it be writing a book, building a house, whatever it may be, there are many different timelines you can choose. Even GPS, traveling someplace, there are many different routes you can choose, which is a different timeline, infinite timelines. And so we simply choose a timeline in which to express ourselves more. And so, without going too far off and bringing that back in, how that works and looks for my person is that it looks at best it can, its purpose, why it came, why it's here. And okay, when it's all said and done, what is it that my person sees about itself when it's all said and done? And so right now, today, it is choosing specific timelines, specific actions based to get,
Tell them about that choice you made about a timeline. What year is that?
2050.
2050.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a timeline for you. What's going on?
Oh, so in the year 2050 of this Gregorian calendar year, my person is choosing to experience reality in non-physical form. Some would say my person like to use the analogy of Enoch in the Christian Bible, leaving like Enoch, teleportation, just poof. And 0.1 mile, we're gonna go 32 west and 0.1 mile.
Okay, so not this one, the next one. Okay.
Yeah, maybe at 250 feet. Yeah, that's it. That's what it says right here. It says that's it.
This is it. This says east. Okay, maybe this is west though.
That's what the blue line says.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And yeah, so to exit shift timeline, leave like Enoch, it requires things to happen. Like for one, in an environment, because we know about environment. So my person is looking to relocate to the mountains of Jamaica, because in order to leave like Enoch, an environment that's more natural, nature, things like this would help as we just spend more time with the manifestation of the all of God, as opposed to in a more urban society, more social setting. It's just the environment for that particular time, for that particular goal of teleportation, leaving like Enoch, the work that's required, becoming one with nature, one with all things. So the environment. And so for that, we're looking at going to Jamaica, going to the mountains. So we're simply saying, out of the many timelines, what looks right? Freshman Love is chiming in.
Okay, I just need to see this. It says 16 miles, burnt wood. Okay, here you go. Got it.
All right.
One love.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, man, this can go a rabbit hole in and of itself. So again, we're looking to just maybe simplify the concept of polychronic timelines, and whatever goal, like ascension, even like Enoch, what does it look like? So certain things like going to this gig doesn't allow their timeline because it's music, it's a passion, we love it, boom, it's a part of.
Well, tell them a little bit about yourself right quick. What do you play? What are you doing?
Oh shit, again, that's another rabbit hole. Right now I'm on the saxophone.
Okay.
You know, play the
on the saxophone, part of Perfect Peace. So let me share a little bit more in reference to thank you, Master Chef. Thank you, High Priest, Master Chef. It says, okay, I'm good. So yeah, so the deal is this. Last year when I started thinking about Sirius and started thinking about PolyKronic related to Sirius, a couple of things came up because I started looking at, there's a solar eclipse that's about to happen, one of the longest ones for a couple of years at least, and they happen in eclipse season. There's a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse based on what angle it is rotating us at, or whatever the rotation is at that angle. Depends on whether it's a full eclipse or some different portions of it, and I forget the names of what they're called, annular and things like that. But anyway, so we got this big eclipse coming, we got the Lion Gate coming, we had the 7/7. 7/7 lines up with what I am hearing to say, the dog days dog day afternoons, plural, plenty of dog day. Let me take this out of my face and put it back here. So, hi there, One Love and Wellness, Love+Art equals wellness. Thanks for joining us. I want to be able to share my seriousness. This is a serious conversation I'm trying to have. This is about the constellation Sirius. And as I've said before, the Dogons are 7/7 to 8/8. That's like the hottest time here in DC. I don't know about anybody else where they are, what season they're in, what season of the year that they're in. What does it say? Where do? Oh, I'm looking at it. It says 16 miles at first. Now we're on 12 miles. We've gone 4 miles. Let it cook. So we outside today, and we started to have a conversation, and I said, it must be time for episode 2. So I brought Master Chef in, and so I was sharing with him about the serious days. We're supposed to be serious these days. These are the days that we're supposed to be serious. Serious about whatever you come outside to do. It's probably something that's worth coming outside to do at this time of the year because of the temperature of things. There are those who will just stay inside or just travel in air-conditioned whatevers. But I tell you what, you're definitely, if you're going to be on the outside, you're out there for serious reasons. It's not a playful thing unless you're being serious about being playful. But you're serious about getting that music in. You're serious about, I'm about to get some music in myself. So yes, I am serious about this. And this is one of the, I wouldn't be outside if I wasn't enjoying myself at this time of the year. This is, everybody's favorite time of the year. Folks come out of their winter wear and put on something simple, something that's a little less refining, something that we a lot more carefree, where you can, your body's not sticking to itself in this heat. Back to the message at hand. Serious is getting serious. So it's reflecting off of our sun. It's a brown dwarf and a white dwarf, which is in. They're the brightest stars, the closest, and it's in synergy with us. So we have this cycle of time that we are on together. So PolyKronic, everybody's clock is ticking to their talk on their time for their thoughts, what's on their mind. That's, the truth in my rhyme, that I am seeing reasons for things to be the way that they are. The most babies are born in the month of August, because the coldest time of the year is December and January. So August and September. So December and January, those, I don't know how I wanted to tie that in, but I also wanted to tie in the solar eclipse that's coming in with when my solar season begins. I begin sensing the onset of my solar return like a month before so from the middle of August, which my birthday is the middle of September, to the middle of October. I feel that's my solar season. I feel the energy. I can sense it. I'm in the fullness thereof at that time, in my fullness at those times. I get extra energy, extra kudos, extra, gifts and presents, and yes, I accept and I allow. But that's the reason why I've expanded it into 30 days before and 30 days after, or so, give or take, 28, whatever. Somewhere's around there, I start sensing my clock. How people say, my clock is, that clock has run out for women who are no longer menstruating. They're no longer fertile in that way. But there's still a cycle of hormones that are aligned with, whether it's the lunar or, other influences and things around us. Master Shep, High Priest, are you okay back there?
Yeah.
Would you like to take the camera for your last discussion, whatever you'd like to bring to a fullness?
A fullness.
A fullness. Let's give them a blast so that we can take them out of here and take them all home. Oh, I do need to see what it says first before I hand it over. What it say? 7 miles. And okay, so you got 7 miles, buddy. Pass the phone back. That's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
All right. So just tie some in. Earlier today, a person had an upload of You're Right. They shared it. You're right. And what came about was, you're right, as everyone is right in their own beliefs. Whatever you believe, you're right, because that's what you believe. Mm-hmm. You're right. Mm-hmm. And so for my person, accepting someone else at least, which could be different from my person, is very freeing. It's very freeing. It's very freeing. So that's just want to share, right? Whatever you believe, if you're right, whatever it is, and that's that. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay, well, tell us something you're right about.
Who's right?
You. There's a lot going on with you. You got a bug. You got a podcast. You got a Super Sundays sort of thing. I am it, and so are you.
What my person is right about from his own experiences is that creation, life, foundationally is yes and. Hence, you're right. There's always, whatever it is that we say, oh, this is it. There's always something that says, yeah, that's it, and something else. that says, there's something else to that. Yes, and, yes, and, yes, and. So, yeah. And seeing everything from yes, and is ties in with you're right. So, yes, and is my person saying you're right. Yes, and. Yes, this is true. And some people are not ready for the and part. And so my person don't push the and part. And so we just say you're right with whatever that may be. A good example of that, take it personally. Just yesterday, last night, we was involved in a conversation with a beautiful brethren, intellectual brethren, scientific type. He embraces science. Science. My person loves science. And he calls my person one of them woo-woo people. I'm woo-woo, 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 spooky woo-woo, which is the, from a certain perspective, opposite of science, because you really can't explain woo-woo. That's why they call it woo-woo. It's just like woo-woo, woo-woo. It's woo-woo, spirituality, ancestors and angels and spirits and spirit guides and woo-woo stuff, mysticism, esoteric. Yes. So my person is a woo-woo type of person. And because of yes and, the yin yang, just as much as it's a woo-woo spirituality, it says science is just as valid. It's the yin yang, it's yes and. Two sides of the same coin. It's one coin, one energy, masculine and feminine, science and spirituality. And so what it came up is consciousness. He says, science can explain everything except consciousness. And my person said, well, this is where we fill in the gaps. The woo-woo is consciousness, is unknown. It's, it's yes and. Yes, there's science. You can see it. You can distinguish 3D and same thing. You can't see from the back. You can't see your spine. You can't see the back of your head unless you're outside to see it from this outside perspective. You see all of yourself. Yeah, that makes sense. Science, and you can see yourself. At the same time, what about thoughts? What are thoughts? Thoughts is not, you can't, your
hands can see for you.
Taste a thought.
Yeah, or touch to see. See if there's something going on right here. Touch it to see.
Well, touching is yes, it is touch.
See with your hands. Braille people, that's how they see.
Right. Which is one of the five senses. My person was telling the brother, this is a five sense. The five senses deal with science. And so if you got at least one of those senses, then you're dealing with physical reality. Matter. He was saying matter. My person says we honor matter. Then he said antimatter. My person says, well, shit. Well, my person is antimatter.
Is that too?
Because thoughts, consciousness is antimatter. Mm-hmm. And so reality is yes and. It is physical material, and it is things you cannot see, you can't taste, touch, smell, but the senses. Yes and. So that's what goes back to whatever you believe, you're right. You're right. So, you're right. Whatever you believe, you're right. Yes and. You're conscious. I'm a soul. I'm a unique expression of all there is, all there was, and all there shall be. Physical and non-physical. The physical manifestation of the non-physicalness. Yes and. This is life. Physical, non-physical, good, evil, light, dark, masculine, feminine, hot, cold, water, fire. Yes and. Everyone's right.
Wow, one love and wellness. Wow, ashe. Let's put the charger back on. Let's see what happens. All right, so family, thank you for joining us for the second episode. Let's put the charger back on. Pardon me for seeing my ceiling while I do that and any click that you might have heard. But yes, so High Priest Master Shep also has a number of things. We're involved in IamIt.me, which is the website, which it'll to pick up more information about our services and things that we do, our organization, our group, our tribe, our movement. We have various events that are going on and coming up. Is it the first Sunday, the fourth Sunday? What Sunday?
What's Sunday, the second? It seems like it will be the third.
So it would be tomorrow,
Yes.
the first Sunday. So tomorrow we'll be doing Soulful Sunday, and I think this is the street that I'm looking for. I believe it is. I believe it is. Okay, yes. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock till 1 p.m., both in person and on social media, which is Facebook. You can look him up under Master Ashep or ICU, which is Indigenous Cultural University, which is our education branch of I Am It. And join us through either way. I believe it's on YouTube under ICU. I believe. And then it's under Master Ship on Facebook. So family, join us tomorrow for that. I'll tell you more about when our next full moon event is, the very next time we get together. I am getting ready to go out here and perform 2 sets. We're doing pink and white. I do have a dress to get into. I will be getting dressed. I don't know if it's saying this way or that way. Is it saying this way? It was that way. Here we go, whoop-de-whoop. Here we go, whoop-de-wah. Okay, so I'll tell you more about the moon when I firm up. Ooh, that was a beautiful, beautiful yellow bird with blue and white wings that just flew in front of my face. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna look that up. So
Tahuti.
that's Tahuti.
Blue and white is the colors of Tahuti.
What about yellow? The body was yellow. Beautiful, bright yellow.
So, because you only said blue and white first?
That's what you picked up. But yellow is the bird. And so what would yellow be?
Sun, Ra.
Ra? Okay. It's a beautiful sunny day. So, but what else is going on in our community? What else am I doing? I am cooking my rocks. I am in the process of sterilizing the stones that I will be using that I collected along my route of my quest. And my journey was from Philly to Florida, and I know I've been showing pieces and parts of it. I do have some photos. I'll just post a photo or two, but I'll be going to complete the process in the next couple of days, and I'll be preparing products, creations, copper and crystal creations. So take a look or look out for those as well. Thank you for joining me. And I want to come back and talk more about the journey itself, and I'll start telling you about the as we start the next leg of, I suppose, for the next episode. That's what I'll do. I'll take the stones, tell you the stories.